वीडियो और आपका आज जो वीडियो हम लेकर आए उसका टाइटल है द विजय ब्लूप्रिंट, हाउ अ मूवी स्टार ब्रोक द स्ट्रॉन्गेस्ट पॉलिटिकल डायनेस्टी। तो चलिए देखते हैं इस वीडियो में, लेकिन उससे पहले
इस वीडियो चैनल का ओरिजिनल लिंक आपको हमारी वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन मिल जाएगा। सब्सक्राइब के, लाइक के, शेयर को फॉलो करें इनके चैनल को। उसके अलावा व्लॉग चैनल का लिंक इंस्टाग्राम लिंक भी हमारी वीडियो के डिस्क्रिप्शन मिल जाएगा। सब्सक्राइब के, लाइक के, शेयर को फॉलो करें।
चलिए देख लेते हैं ये वीडियो।
There are so many jackals and other animals in the forest, but there will be only one lion. And even if it is single, it will be the king of jungle. A lion is always a lion.
Lion Trimo. Sleeves roll up, chain stay cold. Smile like he already won gold. Enemy stiff, fake laugh I sold. One side glance, whole plan on hold. One snap, link change, Ruben. This is the aura you don't comprehend. You walk in, step strong, ground overload. Heartbeat sync with the walk.
Ladies and gentlemen, on 4th of May 2026, the most powerful politician in South India walked into a polling booth in Chennai. He had been a member of Legislative Assembly since 1989. He was the sitting Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. His father had been Chief Minister 5 times, and his party, the DMK, had ruled the state on and off for almost 60 long years.
Oh my God.
The sun is setting on the empire that once ruled Tamil Nadu politics. A stunning collapse of the DMK.
Tamil Nadu Chief Minister M.K. Stalin has been defeated in his Kolattur Assembly constituency.
He cast his vote in a constituency called Kolattur, a seat that he had won 3 times in a row, a seat that DMK had held since 2011. But by that evening, M.K. Stalin had lost his own seat. And the man who beat his entire party was a man who had never held public office, who had launched a political party just 2 years ago, who until very recently was best known as a movie star. His name is Joseph Vijay.
Tamil superstar Vijay launched his political party, the Tamiga Vetri Khadagam.
இந்த சினிமா என்கிற மாபெரும் கலை ஆயுதத்தின் வாயிலாக சாதி, மதம், இனம், பாலினம், மொழி கடந்து இந்த நாட்டின் மூளை முடுக்கெங்கும் ரசிகர்களாக இருந்து தோழர்களாக நம்மோடு பயணிக்க துவங்கியுள்ள அனைவரோடும் இணைந்த ஒவ்வொரு மனிதருக்காக ஒலிக்கிற உரிமை குரல். It is an unstoppable voice, an unstoppable force.
And this man just ended a 60-year-old political empire. The question is, how does a man with no political experience walk in and dismantle a 60-year duopoly, and that too in his debut election? But before we move on, I would like to quickly thank Outskill for supporting our content, and they have a message for you. You see, the best developers in the world aren't just writing code anymore. They're working with AI, they're prompting with AI, they're building with AI, and they're turning AI into teammates instead of just tools. So the question is, how do you actually learn all this? Because watching random tutorials or experimenting alone is slow and unstructured. But this is where the Outskill community is doing something fantastic. Outskill hosts a program that is attended by executives and entrepreneurs from all across the country. And they have a program that's not just trying to teach AI from scratch, it's actually a level up. It's built for people who understand tech, engineers, developers, data scientists, people who already know how to build but want to level up. This is a 2-day live experience, and instead of theory, there is practical immersion. So you will learn all about how models like GPT and Claude actually co-work, how AI-led coding really looks in practice, how to build full-stack AI agents, and how to build systems that can take on complex tasks on their own. Now, what makes this interesting is not just the curriculum, but also the outcome. These are learners who return to coding after years, learners who started applying AI inside their organization, and even advanced learners who accelerated their progress. This workshop runs live across Friday evening and Saturday for about 10 to 12 hours in total. And the best part is, Outskill is making it free for all Think School learners right now. This workshop is usually priced very high, but they've opened it specially for Think School learners. So if you want to accelerate your productivity and accelerate the progress that you're making in your career, check out Outskill from the link in the description. To To understand why this win matters, you have to understand the place it happened in. You see, Tamil Nadu is not just any Indian state. It's the second richest state in the country by GDP. It has 76 million people, more than the population of the United Kingdom. And since 1967, for 59 straight years, it has been ruled by exactly two political parties, the DMK and the AIADMK. For 6 decades, every single election was either won by DMK or AIADMK. These two parties were ideologically different, but by 2026, they almost looked identical. Both promised free things, both ran welfare schemes, both were drenched in allegations of corruption, and both had stopped scaring each other a long time ago. So if you wanted to challenge them, you had to do something that only one man in the history of Tamil Nadu has done. And that name was M.G. Ramachandran.
In Tamil Nadu, if there's something or someone that's about personality, party and politics, it's these 3 letters. MGR. Maruthar Gopalan
Queen मैंने एक वेब सीरीज देखी थी उसमें इनका भी जिक्र था.
An icon, a people's politician, loved and adored by the masses. He was the godfather of Tamil Nadu.
MGR became the chief minister. He was the first film star to assume the role in India in the year 1977.
For those who don't know MGR was a movie star, and in 1977, after launching his own party, he became chief minister with 33.5% of the votes. And for 49 years, that 33.5% was the record that nobody could touch. But on 4th of May 2026, Joseph Vijay got 35% of the votes and won 108 out of the 234 seats in Tamil Nadu. Well, as it turns out, Vijay is an overnight success, but 30 years in the making. To understand what Vijay actually did, you have to forget that he's an actor. Because in Tamil Nadu, being a movie star is not the same thing as being a movie star anywhere else. In Tamil Nadu, fan clubs aren't fan clubs, they are institutions. They have presidents, treasurers, district units, membership cards, annual meetings, and many of them also get registered as legal trusts. And when a Tamil movie star releases a film, his fan clubs don't just go and watch it, they book entire theatres, they organize blood donation drives, and they distribute food during floods.
Theatre?
The Tamil film industry is known to have some of the most passionate fans and fan clubs.
இந்த சூரியன் ஒளியோ மீண்டும் சந்திக்கும் வரை
எங்களுக்கு பிடிச்சது விஜய். இதுக்கு முன்னாடி போட்டவங்க ஒன்றும் செய்யலை, இவர் புதுசாக வராரு, இவருக்கு ஒரு வாய்ப்பு கொடுக்கணும்ல.
So do you realize they practically run as a parallel social organization? And here's the number that nobody's talking about. By 2024, Vijay had 85,000 of these fan clubs all across Tamil Nadu, with at least 25 active members in each one. Now, if you do the math, that is over 2 million people. 2 million people already organized, already trained, already spread across every district in the state, and already conditioned to act on Vijay's word. In fact, you will be shocked to know that every other political party in India spends decades trying to build exactly this. They call it ground game or booth level presence. It's literally the single hardest, most expensive, most time consuming thing in politics. In fact, this is the reason why RSS is called the backbone of BJP, because it helps BJP build booth level presence. And do you realize it took BJP 30 years and thousands of crores to build it? But Vijay had done it way before he entered politics. And he did not just call it a political party, he called it a fan club. This is the first thing they don't teach you about TVK's victory. Vijay did not build a political party in 2024. He just registered it as a political party in 2024. Because those 85,000 fan clubs became 85,000 booth level units. So the presidents became district coordinators, the volunteers became campaigners, and the blood donation camps became election rallies. But wait, if Vijay had distribution, so did Kamal Haasan, so did Rajinikanth, who's literally the biggest movie star in the history of Tamil cinema. So why did Vijay only succeed? Because distribution alone doesn't win you 35% of the vote in a state that has voted for the same two parties for 60 years, right? Well, for that, you need something else. You need a market that is ready to switch. Now here's the number that nobody in DMK or AIADMK wanted to look at. As of today, in 2026, 31% of Tamil Nadu's voters are under 30 years old. That's roughly 18 million voters. Most of them were not even born when DMK and AIADMK started their rivalry. To this generation, even the rivalry of two of the most prominent politicians in Tamil history, Karunanidhi versus Jayalalitha, is history textbook stuff.
Karunanidhi and Jayalalitha's rivalry reached new levels. Hate politics that saw midnight arrests, smear campaigns, and fisticuffs in the assembly. That bitterness between the DMK and the AIADMK remains to this day.
What they cared about was different. They cared about jobs, drug peddling, women's safety, corruption, and cost of living. But both DMK and AIADMK literally looked identical. And they had absolutely nothing new to say. In fact, by 2026, the DMK and AIADMK weren't competing on ideology. They were competing on who will offer more freebies. So the race was about who will offer more free gold, more free LPG, more free cash. In fact, the race had become so identical that even seasoned voters couldn't tell their manifestos apart. On top of that, DMK practically handed Vijay a perfect villain when MK Stallin's son was appointed as Deputy Chief Minister. So when Vijay said they are corrupt and entitled, it resonated perfectly with the audience. So always remember, when two incumbents start copying each other, they create a vacuum at the top. When Coke and Pepsi taste the same, RC Cola and Lahori Jeera have a chance. When Uber and Ola price the same, Rapido sneaks in. When iPhone and Galaxy look the same, a OnePlus emerges. And in politics, this rule is identical. When two parties become indistinguishable, the voter doesn't pick one over the other. The voter simply starts looking for a third option. And Joseph Vijay literally walked into this vacuum. And his speech was almost insultingly simple. He said, they are corrupt, I am not one among them, so if you want to vote for change, vote for me. In fact, you know what? Even Vijay is giving out freebies. He is promising 8 grams of gold for every bride from a poor family, plus 2,500 rupees a month for women under 60, plus 6 free LPG gas cylinders a year, plus 15,000 rupees a year for parents of school children. So do you realize the anti-establishment candidate literally ran the biggest freebie manifesto Tamil Nadu had ever seen to oppose the parties that were giving out freebies? The question is, how did he still succeed? Well, I have a thesis. You know, there is an iconic story that almost ended Vijay's political career, and he somehow turned it into the most miraculous victory. On 27th of September 2025, about 7 months before the election, Vijay held a campaign rally in a town called Karur. His team expected 10,000 people to show up, but 27,000 people showed up. And this crowd had been waiting in 38-degree heat for over 7 hours, and Vijay's convoy was delayed. On top of that, there were no buffer zones around the stage and the police presence was very thin. But when his private vehicle arrived, the crowd surged and it got so chaotic that 41 people died, including 9 children, and over 100 people were injured.
Vijay arrived hours late. In the sweltering heat, dehydrated attendees began fainting. Dozens died on the spot, while many others were rushed to hospital.
This led to a PR disaster for Vijay. In fact, people thought that this would be the end of TVK. Because the opposition called for criminal charges, the High Court demanded an independent inquiry, and everybody was like, dude, this guy cannot run a rally properly. How is he going to run a state? And for 3 weeks, the campaign went silent. And then something strange happened. As it turns out, this story did not kill him, it only made him bigger. The question is, how and why? Well, as the Dravidian parties pounced on the tragedy, Vijay did something they had not expected. He took responsibility on camera. He literally went to the families, he announced compensation from his own party, and this changed the game for him and his party.
என் லைஃப்பில் இந்த மாதிரி ஒரு பெயின்ஃபுல்லான ஒரு சிச்சுவேஷனை நான் ஃபேஸ் பண்ணதே கிடையாது. இந்த நேரத்தில் சொந்தங்களை இழந்து தவிக்கிற இத்தனை குடும்பங்களுக்கும் என்னுடைய ஆழ்ந்த இரங்கலை தெரிவிச்சுக்கிறேன். எனக்கு தெரியும், என்ன சொன்னாலும் இது ஈடே ஆகாதுன்னு எனக்கு தெரியும்.
You know why? Because for the longest time, the people of Tamil Nadu hadn't heard a politician take responsibility of their actions. They spent 60 years watching politicians dodge accountability for every disaster, every flood, every train crash and every police firing. So the lesson to be learned over here is when the system faces a trust deficit, accountability and responsibility become more important than perfect execution. In this case, this time, Tamil Nadu recorded 85.1% turnout, which is the highest in its history. Typically, when turnout breaks records like these, it's not because everybody's thrilled. It's because a large number of people are motivated to show up against someone. This is a testament to the perfect timing and positioning of Vijay, the brand in Tamil Nadu politics. Now, if you're a Think School viewer, you might be fascinated by the rise of Vijay, especially if you're a Vijay fan. But this is where I want you to stop thinking like a fan and start thinking like a nationalist. Because there are three very troubling things that you need to know as a Tamilan and as an Indian. Number one, Vijay does not have a majority. TVK won 108 seats, but the majority mark in Tamil Nadu's assembly is 118. So TVK is 10 short, which means Vijay cannot form a government on his own. And to become chief minister, he either needs smaller parties that he called corrupt, or he needs to partner with the factions of the very Dravidian parties he ran against. So do you realize? The first promise of TVK was we are different from these corrupt parties. And their first action could be we are making a deal with these corrupt parties. Number two, Vijay has no governance experience. And this could either be a strength or a weakness. Strength because they won't operate as other parties. Weakness because political bureaucracies might be more complicated than launching a movie. So if they succeed, we all win. But if they don't, we must assess them as citizens and not as fans. And last and most importantly, the freebies that Vijay has promised cost more than the state can afford. And this is very, very critical. By the way, freebies can be both good and bad. Merit freebies like free education boost the economy in the long run, but non-merit freebies like 2,500 rupees a month for every woman under 60 might actually ruin the economy. Now, independent estimates of the manifesto say that the cost of TVK's freebies run into tens of thousands of crores annually. And in the long run, it may ruin Tamil Nadu's economy. So if TVK delivers on all the promises, it might ruin the finances of the state. And if they don't deliver, the people who voted for Vijay might be disappointed and they might turn against him. So whether Vijay's story ends like MGR's or like every other actor politician depends entirely on what he does in the next 18 months. The election was the easy part and the case study has just begun. That's all from my side for today, guys. If you're a Tamilan, please let me know in the comments as to what's happening in Tamil Nadu, what's the sentiment like, and what do you think about TVK. Other than that, if you learned something valuable, please make sure to hit the like button in order to make YouTube Abba happy. And for more such insightful business and political case studies, please subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.
भाई अगर बाकी चीज़ों को जो प्रोमिसेस जो उन्होंने किए हैं, जो कहा गया कि ये चीज़ें जो हम देंगे, अगर उसे एक साइड पर रखकर जो है वो देखा जाए तो नो डाउट भाई ये एक बहुत मुश्किल चीज़ है कि एक पार्टी जो है जो 60 सालों से जो है वो राज करती आ रही हो और एकदम ही उसको जो है ना भाई बिल्कुल आप जो है वो साइड लाइन लगा दें, मेजॉरिटी लेकर चलें। मेजॉरिटी भी इस तरह की है अभी फ़िलहाल कि आप जो है वो हुकूमत जो है वो सरकार जो है वो नहीं बना सकते, लेकिन फिर भी 108 सीटें हासिल करना वाकई में ये आसान नहीं है। इसमें उन्होंने नो डाउट जो उनका फ़ैन बेस है उससे बहुत ज़्यादा उनको जो है वो सपोर्ट मिला है। और हाँ, इसमें कोई शक नहीं कि भाई जनता जो है ना वो फ्रीबीज़ पे काफ़ी ज़्यादा वो हो जाती है।
मुझे ये लगता है कि जो वैक्यूम होता है ना उसको जिस तरह से स्मार्टली एक थर्ड पर्सन उसको फिल करता है वो बड़ा इम्पॉर्टेंट है। और अभी अगर हम देखें 2 साल में जिस तरह से जो भी उनकी स्ट्रैटेजी रही है वो बहुत स्मार्ट हम कहेंगे कि रही है कि 2 सालों में उन्होंने ऐसी पार्टी जो कि 60 सालों से राज कर रही है उसको क्लीन स्वीप कर दिया। आई थिंक इट्स नॉट ईजी कि मतलब आपकी ऑल दो फैन फॉलोइंग है लेकिन बाकी स्टार्स की भी है, उन लोगों ने भी ट्राई किया है, बट आपकी स्ट्रैटेजी क्या रही है ये बहुत ज़्यादा मैटर करती है। फ्रीबीज़ का जहाँ पर ताल्लुक है, नो डाउट आने वाले टाइम में ये थोड़ा आपको लगता है कि काफ़ी एक चैलेंजिंग रहता है, लेकिन किस तरीके से वो डील करते हैं अगेन ये अब मैटर करता है क्योंकि लोग लेकर ही इसीलिए आए हैं कि एक नया चेहरा जो है वो अब क्या करता है। क्योंकि मैंने ये चीज़ देखी है कि अगर लंबे अरसे से एक पार्टी रूल करती है तो एक तो अगेन उनका लोगों के साथ इतना ज़्यादा कनेक्शन नहीं रहता, और दूसरा वो बहुत टेकन फॉर ग्रांटेड लेते हैं बहुत सारी चीज़ों को, नई लोगों को हम डील कर लेंगे, हैंडल हो जाएंगी, और उसी गैप का जो फ़ायदा है वो एक नया चेहरा लेता है। और मुझे लगता है कि लोग थोड़े टाइम तक उस नए चेहरे को एक चांस भी देते हैं कि अभी देखते हैं कि अभी तो चलो इसको 1 साल हुआ है, अभी एक और साल देख लेते हैं कि भाई क्या ये कर रहा है, या अगर उसमें उसको प्रोग्रेस नज़र आती है तो लोग काफ़ी लंबे अरसे तक टिक भी जाते हैं। तो मैं ये कहूँगी कि अभी जिस तरीके से हम लोग देख रहे हैं कि वो काफ़ी ज़्यादा चैलेंजेस उनके सामने हैं, बट स्टिल मुझे लगता है कि जो नए दौर के लिहाज से उन्होंने युवा पीढ़ी को जिस तरीके से टारगेट किया, और युवा पीढ़ी को टारगेट करना और उनको अपने साथ लेकर जाना, ये एक बहुत बड़ी स्ट्रेंथ है आज के टाइम में।
इसमें
मतलब
तो
ये जो मैंने जियोपॉलिटिकली चीज़ों को ऑब्जर्व किया है
यार, असल में टाइम जो है ना वो बहुत ज़्यादा चेंज हो चुका हुआ है। सोशल मीडिया का जो है ज़माना है, हर चीज़ आपको ऑनलाइन जो है वो नज़र आ जाती है। अभी जो है ना, जैसे फ्रीबीज की बात करें तो फ्रीबीज की आदत जो है ना वो पब्लिक को ऐसे नहीं पड़ती। बड़े लंबे अरसे से मुफ्त की रियोड़ियाँ जो है मिलती आ रही हों, तो पब्लिक आगे भी यही चाहती है कि भाई उन्हें जो है ना मुफ्त की रियोड़ियाँ जो है वो मिलती रहें। लेकिन हाँ, इसमें कोई शक नहीं कि भाई स्टेट पे जो है वो बहुत ज़्यादा, इन गवर्नमेंट पे बहुत ज़्यादा इस चीज़ का बर्डन जो है वो पड़ता है जब वो सारा कुछ जो है बर्दाश्त करती है। लेकिन अगर गवर्नमेंट जो है वादे करे और ना दे, फिर पब्लिक निराश भी जो है वो बहुत जल्दी जो है वो हो जाती है। अब इसमें कुछ चीज़ें ऐसी हैं जो कि मैं कहूँगा कि हाँ गवर्नमेंट को करनी चाहिए, वो अच्छी फ्रीबीज यानी मैं कंसीडर करूँगा। एक जो है भाई बच्चों की एजुकेशन और हेल्थ लोगों की, ठीक है ना, इसमें आपको जो है ना गवर्नमेंट को इंश्योरेंस कह लें या जो भी एक पूरा प्रॉपर सिस्टम होता है उसके थ्रू जो है ये होना चाहिए। दूसरा मैं कहूँगा कि वो लोग जो रिटायरमेंट एज पे पहुँच चुके होते हैं, यानी 60+ जो है वो हो चुके होते हैं, वो रिटायरमेंट जो है लेते हैं, क्योंकि पूरी ज़िंदगी जो है गवर्नमेंट को जो है वो पे करते हैं टैक्सेस किसी न किसी सूरत में, तो उन्हें जो है ना गवर्नमेंट को कंपनसेट जो है वो करना चाहिए।
और मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि स्क्रूटनी होनी चाहिए टाइट की, जो लोग डिजर्विंग है उनको ही सिर्फ जो है वो चीज़ें मिलनी चाहिए। बाकी मैं ये भी बात बोलूँगी कि आजकल जो मैं सुनती भी हूँ कि जो नई युवा पीढ़ी है ना, इसको वो जो एक कन्वेंशनल स्टाइल है ना कि पार्टी ने दूसरी पार्टी पर इल्ज़ाम लगा दिया, दूसरी ने तीसरी पार्टी पर लगा दिया, तो वो एक जो इसी लूप में फंसाया जाता है, उनको इन चीज़ों से कंसर्न नहीं है। उनको इन चीज़ों से कंसर्न है प्रोग्रेस क्या हो रही है, हमें जॉब्स कितनी मिल रही हैं, हमारे लिए क्या हो रहा है। ये चीज़ें जो हैं वो आज की पीढ़ी के लिए ज़्यादा मैटर करती हैं। बाकी कमेंट सेक्शन में आप ज़रूर बताइएगा कि आपको कैसा लगा प्लान विजय थलापति का, क्योंकि अभी के टाइम की अगर बात करें तो नीचे अब तो वो सीएम बन चुके हैं और उन्होंने जो कांग्रेस पार्टी के साथ अलायंस भी कर लिया हुआ है। अच्छा, मैं पूछना चाहूँगी ये बाकी जो 2 पार्टीज थी वो मतलब इंडिपेंडेंट पार्टीज हैं, उनका कांग्रेस या किसी और के साथ किसी तरह का कोई ताल्लुक नहीं है, मतलब वो इंडिपेंडेंट पार्टीज हैं। ये कमेंट सेक्शन में ज़रूर बताइएगा। बाकी मिलेंगे नेक्स्ट टाइम। सब्सक्राइब करना भूलना।